So, can you use just a keyboard for daily tasks? Most people rely on a combo like a mouse and keyboard or a keyboard and a trackpad. But what if you wanted to go keyboard only for some reason? It all started when I discovered custom keyboards, specifically split keyboards. I got so into it that I ended up building one myself. Once I started using it, I realized how powerful keybinds could be. I even can set it up to control the cursor. But back then, I still mostly relied on my mouse. Until recently, I am on a couch setup, and my wireless mouse has this annoying delay. So I thought, why not go keyboard only and see if I can survive? Let's find out. This is how I set it up. For mouse emulation, I hold the right alt key, which acts as a modifier to switch my mouse control area. I also use the other keypoints to make my life easier. It's kind of like a layer system. Hold Alt and suddenly my keys do different things. For window management, I use a tiling window manager. So I don't have to manually resize windows. I can just jump between them. Now, let me show you how I browse the web. I use arrow keys, page up, page down, to navigate, and then when I want to click something, I use the mouse emulation and then click with the mouse emulation. It's a bit tricky, but once you get used to it, it's not too bad. For YouTube, this is how I search it. I search it up, then I use my mouse emulation to press on it. Then after that, I search the video that I want to search, like this. Then I press enter. Then I use another mouse emulation again, and then I'm trying to go to the sections, but it's a bit difficult. It works. See? Now going to YouTube Music. For YouTube Music, it's pretty much the same deal. Now going into Android Central, a news website, and I can navigate. So let's talk about gaming. I tried Minecraft first, which is a casual game. This is how I set it up. I bound the mouse controls to EJKL for aiming, and then C is for attacking, and caps lock is for placing blocks. So far, I tried it and it works just fine until I got into crafting. The crafting, you cannot use arrow keys. That's where it falls out apart. I can't navigate the crafting menu, and it's a nightmare to try to craft something. Plus, this keyboard also doesn't have any key rollover, so if I try to aim while attacking and then trying to craft, it just gives up. Okay, so note, I can somehow craft here, as you can see. It's because I am using my laptop keyboard, which has N key rollover, and then I also lowered the sensitivity for the one that is on top of the keybind chart, so that it's easier to craft. So Minecraft is doable. So you can craft now, and then you can also move around, and then move the navigation, and then place blocks to move around. Craft a sword, and then craft a pickaxe. Well, it's doable, but it's kinda slow. But I think if you get used to it, it feels like a controller. So it's not too bad. Now on to video editing. I tried Kdenlive and look, I can drag and drop my projects with this. It also seems to be doable for just dragging and dropping, and then navigating the timeline with the left arrow key and right arrow keys like this, and then playing back the video, then navigating faster with shift right and left, and then control right and left without just dragging the mouse. And then this is me trying to select more than one timeline, but it doesn't work because I have a separate keybind for shift and mouse one, which I disabled after this. And I tried to drag each of the timeline, but it failed because Kdenlive doesn't like when you put two videos at once, so it just gets confused. So for Kdenlive, I think for basic timeline use and cutting the videos, it's fine. But when you try to crop the video or make a split screen where you need a bit of mouse precision, it can kind of feel a bit hard to do. And then for the options where it requires mouse or I haven't bind the keybinds for keyboard, it's difficult. Overall, this experiment made me realize how much I can delegate to the keyboard instead of constantly reaching to the mouse. When I get used to it, it's usually faster than when I use the mouse. But on some scenarios, like 80%, like 20% of the time, the mouse is actually needed for more precise movements. But besides that, it's better to use keyboard usually.